Hi, welcome to my channel. Today I am in the mood for some pumpkin bread. It is almost Halloween, so I want to get some sort of pumpkin dessert going. So I figured this would be quick and an easy thing to do. This is gonna be a very basic recipe. There's a ton of different modifications you could do to add on to this recipe, but right now I'm pretty much just doing a base recipe. So for the wet ingredients, you're going to want a can or 15 ounces of pureed pumpkin, 2 eggs, and I whipped these already just so it'd be easier to get in here. I probably should have chosen a bigger bowl, but here we are. And then a half a cup of Greek yogurt. Okay, and we're gonna get that all combined together. Like I said, I probably should have chosen a bigger bowl. Okay, it took a little bit longer, but we got there. Okay, and then for our dry ingredients, we need 1 cup of sugar, a half cup of brown sugar, 1 2/3 cup of flour. Here's the 1 2/3. And then we need a teaspoon of baking soda, a half a teaspoon of baking powder, like so, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. Oof, getting down there. 1. You can get a little more if you really like cinnamon. I usually go a little over. And then 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Just like so. And we're gonna get that all whisked together. Really break up the brown sugar clumps. Oh, this is smelling so good. I love cinnamon. Okay, and then we're just going to combine the wet and the dry ingredients. Okay, and we're just gonna whisk that all together then too. Okay, and then as soon as everything comes together, we wanna stop stirring it, besides our little mix-ins. So I got this all together. It is looking beautiful, a nice fall-y orange color. Now it's time for any mix-ins that you would wanna add. I'm going to add in a little bit of chopped walnuts because I wanna have a little bit of a different texture as you're biting into it. But this is completely optional. You could also add things like chocolate chip or even pumpkin seeds. But I've also seen a lot of people pour this in and then just top the top off with pumpkin seeds to show that it's pumpkin bread. But I added in about a half a cup. But now is the time to add in any mix-ins that you would want, or if you just want a plain. Okay, and then this is going into a well-oiled 9x5 loaf pan. This bowl is heavy. Okay, and then you're just gonna want to spread this out evenly. Seems quite full, so hopefully it doesn't spill over. I'm just gonna kind of draw a quick line down the center. And now this needs to bake for 65 to 70 minutes. Breads always take so long to bake, but it's gonna be so good. So, time to throw it in the oven. The oven is set to 350. And there we go. Okay, so once your time is up, you are gonna check it with a toothpick, and when it comes out clean, it is done. Mine did take me longer than 70 minutes. It was in there for about 75 minutes, but it did finally come out clean. So I let it cool in the pan for about 10 minutes, and then I used an offset spatula to kind of just go around the edges so it would come out cleanly, and flipped it over and let it cool for about a half hour. So now it is time to give it a try. I'm very excited for this. It smells delicious. I'm gonna give it a cut. Sounds like it has a nice crispy top and a nice crumb on the inside. It looks so good. It smells like autumn in here. I'm loving it. And I'm going to put a little bit of butter on top. just like so. Okay, let's give this a try. The flavors that are in this are so good. I love the pumpkin with the cinnamon. The walnuts give it a very nice crunch and just gives it a little bit something extra as opposed to just eating something that is all the same texture. The top of this bread got nice and crispy too, which is awesome. So overall, this is a wonderful fall dessert to make. Came together reasonably quickly. Super easy to make. Just the longest part is waiting for it to bake and cool. But a fantastic thing to have this fall. So if you like this kind of content, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.